Breaking news coming from the White House.
In the past 12 months. My Senate colleagues are bringing up a bill on voting to federalize our elections. This time's different. This time, their demands have changed. It's not just vote for my bill or take a vote. It is, if you don't do this, we will blow up the Senate permanently. Federal courts today have the right to be able to step in on any jurisdiction, any state in America, to be able to protect the rights of individuals to be able to vote. I bring that to this body as a reminder because for some reason, an enormous portion of this body on the left side of this room are running around the nation and saying, if we don't do something right now, there'll be voter suppression in America, and we have to change that. When they all know in 1965, we passed the Voting Rights Act, and that act still stands today. In 1965, our nation took a strong, bold step to be able to make sure that we protected the rights of every single individual to be able to vote, because there was a season in American history where Black Americans were being pushed out. There were poll taxes, there were Jim Crow laws, there were things that actually pushed people away from voting. So in 1965, our nation passed the Voting Rights Act. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. That Voting Rights Act still stands today to be able to protect the right of every individual in America to vote. It was the section that required what's called pre-clearance. It created a formula for states that had done a lot of oppression against Black Americans. It created a certain formula for them. If they made any changes in their voting laws, they had to get pre-clearance for that. It stayed in place for decades, even though their state had cleaned up their voting laws and had changed for decades. It stayed there until the Supreme Court looked at it and said, you can't hold this over these states a generation later for something that a previous generation did. And so the Supreme Court kicked that one section out, but kept everything else, including protecting the rights of every single American from voter suppression. Every law in every state in America could be challenged. Federal courts today have the right to be able to step in on any jurisdiction, any state in America.